Alright guys, so I want to welcome you to this module. Now this module is going to be one of the more serious modules that we go through. I know these have all been like life subjects, but this one is going to be a more serious topic, and that's dealing with a tragedy. So if you have lost somebody close to you, whether that's a loss of a relationship, loss of a loved one, maybe death, maybe losing a friend, anything that's just basically a tragedy. As you know, I've dealt with a few of those in my life, so I think I have room to kind of talk about it. And I have a couple friends that, have had tragedies as well that they've dealt with, that I've kind of gone through certain aspects with them as well. So it's not just my, tragedies that I speak from, but also tragedies of other people that either I've worked with or that I have known throughout my life. So when something happens, guys, there's things that are going to happen, and if you haven't gone through a tragedy, I'm here to tell you that at some point in your life you will go through some type of tragedy. It's just life. Everybody has a date where they leave the world. Everybody just has things that just happen day to day, and things change very quickly. So I don't want to be like a downer or anything, but even if you haven't gone through anything, this is a very useful module for you to go through, so that when you do, I'm not going to say if you do because you will, when you do go through something, maybe you can utilize these, or even come back to this module and just watch these again, and hopefully they help you. But when I went through the various things that I went through, I had to do some of the things that we discussed, leave things in the past and learn to love myself and set priorities and cut certain people away. I had to do all those things, but before I did all those things, you have to realize what's happened, and sometimes it doesn't kick in right away. You remain in a state of shock for days, weeks, I don't know. It's different for everybody. I can't tell you that there's a magic number that you're just gonna wake up and realize it, and it's gonna be a reality. But I know for me it took probably about 2 days, 2 days or so, as far as the loss of my father to really sink in and hit me. And then when we had the funeral arrangements, that's when it really struck in. That's when it really hit me, was when I had to go through the funeral services and all that. But it takes a few days, it takes a few weeks, months, whatever. Just realize that if you are in some type of a shock, you're in something where you feel numb, you don't feel like you can have any emotion, you just feel numb, you don't want to do anything, just realize that that's okay. Realize that that's perfectly normal. Everybody heals differently, everybody heals at different rates. Some people take a day, some people take a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years. I don't know what it is for you, but you need to know that it's okay to take that time to yourself. And don't isolate yourself. Eventually you need to start getting busy, you need to start getting around people, you need to start doing the things that you love and do the things that you enjoy again. By no means should you be sulking and isolating yourself, because you will end up in a depression, because you are going to be by yourself and you're going to be speaking negative thoughts, and you're going to be thinking about this person, you're going to be emotional, and you're going to cry, and it's just not a good place to be in. So it is important that once you've accepted things, and I know that's going to be the hardest part, is accepting what's happened. I had to accept that my dad was not here anymore. I had to accept that he took his own life. I had to accept the situation that I was being put in. Did I like the situation? Absolutely not. But I had to accept it, and I had to move on, and I had to realize that, look, this is what happened. Am I gonna move on and live my life and be happy and be the person that he would want me to be? Because I know my relationship with him was good. We always had a good relationship, and I know he wanted the best for me. He was always proud of me. So I decided, do I want to sit and be depressed and sulk, tear myself down? Or do I want to go be who I know I am and who he wanted me to be and knows I can be? And it did take me some time, like I said, but it's when I started getting busier, and not just being busy, but doing things that I enjoyed. Going to the gym, spending time with friends, going to the pool, going to the beach, going on traveling, going on vacation, doing all of these things that I enjoyed doing, and that's really what helped my healing process. Again, was surrounding myself with good people. Like I said in previous modules before, I had turned to a little more partying. I wouldn't say I turned alcoholic or anything to that scope or mechanism, but I was definitely going out more, and I was young, so it was like the norm, 22, 23-year-olds, what do? They go out to bars, parties, etc. So it was in the norm. But after I did that for a little while, I started getting back into the gym, and that's really what helped me the most, was the gym. It kept me busy. It kept me striving to become better at something. I could always push myself to do something different. Again, whether it's lift more weight, lift more reps, run a little bit longer, get into better shape, get a little body fat, gain weight, whatever the goal is, there's always something that you can be striving towards. And that's how I've used the gym to cope with my tragedies. I've used it as a way to, whether you're feeling sad, upset, angry, happy, the gym is always good. It's a good way to relieve stress. It's a good way to feel good about yourself and again have those goals. But especially if you're feeling pain, you're feeling some depression coming on, you're feeling upset, you're feeling anger, there's nothing better than strapping those headphones in, putting some good music on to get you in your zone, and just lifting those weights and just letting your anger and letting your frustration out on the weights. There's nothing better than that, because typically if you're angry or you're frustrated and there's other people around you, you're gonna end up taking it out on somebody else, and they don't deserve that, and you don't want to do that. But sometimes, one of the things I say is people are like, they're like dump trucks, I guess. They carry around the trash, and sometimes they dump it on you. And it's not that they mean anything wrong. It's not that they necessarily are doing it on purpose. They just have this trash that they need to carry and take out. What better way to take it out than on the weights? Something that's going to help you become better, something that's going to teach you discipline, something that's going to push you, something that's going to challenge you. It's a healthy way to relieve stress. It's a great way to relieve stress. So ultimately, that's where I found coping with a tragedy was the best option for me, and I think it's the best option for you as well. Especially if you are somebody who has a lot of anger, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration. Use it in the gym. Use it to become better. Let that pain make you better. Don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. I want you to remember that. So ultimately, it's being busy. The gym may be a side hobby for you. Maybe you let your anger and frustration out through music. Maybe you let it out through art. I don't know what that is for you, but what I've used is fitness. And if you can find that thing that allows you to come alive and to use your anger, like Eminem, for example, is one of the best rappers to ever live. He expressed his anger and his pain through his music. And that's why he's so successful, because it's his life he's talking about. He doesn't have to fake it. There's no scripts. There's nothing. It's like me right now. I don't have any scripts. There's nothing here. There's no teleprompter. This is just me talking and being myself and talking about my story. And that's when people are authentically themselves. And you just got to find that thing. And again, for me, that was the gym. So that's ultimately how I got through these things. The gym just became a big part of my life. I started going more and more. I love it. I've had so many people come up to me saying, hey, can you train me? I have questions on this, questions on that. Tell me my diet. And that's ultimately what led me to this path and realizing that this was my life path. People ask me all the time, how did you move to California? How did you do this? How did you start your business? How did you get in shape? What workouts do you do? What diets do you do? And I kept getting all these questions, and I realized that this is my life purpose. This is what I need to be doing. And I know this is going a little bit off topic of how to cope with a strategy, or cope with a tragedy, not strategy. But, it's just my life purpose. And I hope that I'm helping you guys. I hope that this is helping you to feel some inspiration, to feel inspired, feel inspired to find your thing and to realize that no matter what you're going through, things get better. I've gone through all that, and look where I am. If I can make it, so can you. And I'm not saying it's been beautiful along the way. There's been a lot of rough roads and dirt roads and rocky roads and avalanches and hurricanes and tsunamis, whatever. But if I can get through all that, so can you. And that's what you have to remind yourself, you know, especially if you've been through something, you know, really tragic. If you can survive that, guys, you can survive anything. If you can survive losing a best friend, losing a mother, a father, a daughter, a son, whatever it is, you know, then you can survive, you know, not having money in your bank account for a car payment, or, you know, whatever little small thing it is that might be bothering you. So just remember that next time you guys are, you know, going through something, or if you're going through something now, just remember that things get better. It takes time, but it takes you accepting the situation. It takes you to, you know, have that healing process for yourself. But when you've come to accept the situation, keep yourself busy, keep doing things that you love, do things that you enjoy, spend time with good people, and just let it make you better. And I know some of you out there watching this and you are dealing with something, and you might not 100% be there yet, but keep pushing, keep trying, stay busy, seek positivity, watch positive videos, turn off the news, don't watch negativity. So I hope this helped you guys out. Again, if you have something that you need our support with, you need our help with, again, we are here for you. I'll see you guys in the next module.